The US analytics giant Palantir has been making headlines in recent days. The Mayor of London has stopped a €55 million contract between the biggest police force in the country, the Met Police. The US-based AI analytics Leviathan has been blocked on the grounds of, well, the tender process, the procurement process wasn't proper, according to Mr. Khan. Let's bring in Susan Hall, the leader of the Conservative Party in the London Assembly, also chair of the Police Committee on the Assembly as well. Great to talk to you tonight. You believe, Susan, the Mayor is wrong?
Yes, I do. We've got to have reform in the police service, and the amount of work this company has done recently has been incredible. It's actually 2 officers have been arrested, a further 2 have been suspended. We have got to get to grips with officers that shouldn't be in the service, and Sadiq Khan has told the Commissioner to do that. So they took on immediately. They got together all the information that actually is already at hand and put it all together through AI and discovered lots of issues with some officers. We've got to remember there's over 31,000 officers in the Metropolitan Police, so it's a very small percentage, if you like. But if they're the ones doing what they're not supposed to be doing, it's very good that this company have come in to deal with it. AI is the future, let's face it. I know it's daunting. I can't profess to know very much about it at all. I know it's very helpful, but we've got to use things like AI to actually cut through some of these laborious tasks and free up some money for something else. Because I know full well that if they can't use what they were hoping this company would do, we're going to have more cuts to police officers on our streets, and that cannot be a good thing.
From the Palantir website, they talk about this, quote, "They build software platforms that help governments, militaries, intelligence agencies comb through huge amounts of disconnected data into a single operational system that people can use in real time." Now, we know that the US is the prime contract, particularly the US military also goes towards immigration and enforcement, controversially for some. In the UK, it's the biggest non-contracted, non-US customer for the NHS, National Health Service, for the MOD, and within police force to a extent as well. Ukraine, we've seen the boss, Alex Karp in Ukraine recently, saying that the battlefield technology in AI is mainly down to the advances through AI through his Palantir, working with Israel as well, working with NATO, has a contract there. So it is widespread. Can you see the surveillance concerns raised? Do you see that? You know, you're not saying we should just go carte blanche and say, yes, just take them. Because if the concern is that we should be looking the UK should be looking elsewhere, isn't that a valid justification?
Yes, I can see those points, but the police have actually said that the procurement was conducted using the government's Crown Commercial Services framework, and that they'd applied this process diligently at every stage. The thing that worries me, and I don't know if it's correct, but it's the thing that worries me, is that there is a massive push in City Hall to remove anybody that's got anything to do with Israel and the Israel-Gaza situation. And I'm hoping that that isn't why this decision has been made. I mean, given the fact that the MOD, the National Health Service, so many big companies or so many big organisations use them, I don't see why the Mayor of London suddenly takes fright.
It's interesting. Let's just take a listen to this. This is Alex Karp, the boss of Palantir, on Axios 6 months ago when he was asked the question about the widespread concerns about surveillance. This is what he said.
Let's just say somebody here hates what we're doing at ICE, hates what we're doing in Israel, and hates what we're doing in Ukraine, and doesn't somehow want to express it. It would be incorrect to think they'll be penalized for it, but they think that. Can I have that view at home in my house? What I would tell those people is listen carefully to the people who are saying we're doing surveillance. Listen to every word they say. Write those words down. Spend 10 minutes looking at our product. And, you decide.
Now, the other point, Susan, to make is the German government this month had to make a similar decision. This is the federal office. They were looking at the Domestic Intelligence Agency, and they didn't go with Palantir. They went for a French company called Chaps Vision Argon OS Data. So they've looked elsewhere. The officials in Germany have framed it as such. This is a reason to look at, quote, geostrategically correct decisions and looking at sovereignty and how we have our ownership, and it's not going to just one company, and that one company being in the US. Is that also a reasonable point?
These are all valid points. My point is this. We have got a Metropolitan Police Service that is desperate for funding that the Mayor is not helping them with. It's desperate to clean its act up because trust and confidence in the Metropolitan Police is at a bad state. And they've come in and they've put all the information together and come up with lots of information that will help the police clean up their act. It does seem to be a very good product. If we now wait, God knows how long before we find somebody else, it's more and more time, in which time the police will be losing more and more money and we'll see less and less police on our streets. And as I say, there's a real push in City Hall not to have anything to do with anybody that's involved with Israel. And I am concerned that that might be part of the issue.
I'm just trying to work out, and talk me through it, Susan, because I see the points that you're making, but to try to work out if they go a few more months and say, there's a different company, or they go back to Palantir, because another one of the concerns, particularly by those within Sadiq Khan's office, is that Palantir have given free trial periods, and as soon as you're locked into a free trial period, it's already in your system. That's what you're using, and therefore you stay with it. It's very hard to then get out of it, and you end up in a 50 million contract. But to say, we can't wait a few months, it sounds like you see this as a silver bullet, or almost an elixir to solve the problems of crime in London.
No, we've got a massive problem with our Metropolitan Police Service. I'm saying that they're giving the reasons for stopping this as a technical reason to do with procurement. The police have said that they were fastidious around it, and they were very diligent and went through the Crown Commercial Services Framework. They assure us that they've done it properly. The Mayor's office, their reasoning is around the fact that there's something wrong with the contract. This has just blown up. We'll look into it. But I've been concerned that this would be stopped, as I say, on the basis of who they're connected to.
And where's it going, Susan? Where do you see this going next?
I don't know, because it's only recently blown up. I spoke to in Mayor's Question Time on Thursday. I mentioned it to Sadiq Khan, but this hadn't come out then. This has only just come out. So we'll be asking more questions.
Good to talk to you tonight. Thank you. Thanks for your time, Susan. Susan Hall, leader of the Conservative Party in the London Assembly.